Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Math with Gustavus. In this video, we'll be focusing on multiplying decimals. Whenever you are multiplying decimals, there are 4 steps that I'm recommending. Step 1, you ignore all the decimal points. Step 2, you multiply as usual. Step 3, you add the decimal places in the problem. Step 4, you place the decimal point in the product based on the total decimal places. Let's look at some example. In example 1, we have 5.56 times 1.1. The first step is to ignore the decimal points. So I'm going to write the question without the decimal point. So we'll have 556 times 1, 1. So what we have done here is to ignore the decimal point. So let's multiply. 1 times 6, that will give us 6. Then 1 times 5, that will give us 5. Then 1 times 5 again, that will also give us 5. Afterwards, we'll put a 0 as placeholder below the 6, and then we'll multiply by 1 again. So it's 1 times 6, that will give us 6. Then 1 times 5, that will give us 5. Then 1 times 5 again, that will also give us 5. Afterwards, we will add. So let's add. 6 plus 0, that will give us 6. Then 5 plus 6, that will give us 11. So we put down the 1 and carry 1. Then 5 plus 5 plus 1, that will also give us 11. And then we carry the 1 as well. And then 5 plus 1, that will give us 6. After we have multiplied as usual, we can put in our decimal points. So it will be 5.56 times 1.1. So in the first number, we have what? 2 decimal places, and in the second one, we have what? 1 decimal place. So in total, we have what? 3 decimal places. That simply means in our answer, in our product, we should have what? 3 decimal places. So let's count. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we are going to place our decimal point between the 6 and the 1. So the answer to that question will be 6.116. Let's look at another example. Here we have 4.57 times 8.03. We're going to write the numbers without the decimal points. So that will be 457 times 803. So let's multiply. So it's 3 times 7, that will give you 21. We put down the 1, carry the 2. So it's 3 times 5, that's 15. 15 plus 2, that's 17. We put down the 7, carry the 1. Then 3 times 4, that's 12, and 1, 13. We can put down the 13. Next, we're going to multiply by the 0. However, we need to put a 0 right here as placeholder. So let's go. 0 times 7, that'll give us 0. 0 times 5, that'll give us 0. And then 0 times 4, that will give us 0. Next, we'll move on to the 8. Before we start multiplying by the 8, we're going to add 2 zeros as placeholders. Let's go. So it's 8 times 7, that will give us 56. So we put down the 6 and carry the 5. Next up, we have 8 times 5, that's 40. Plus the 5 that we carry, that's 45. So we put down the 4, the 5 rather, and then carry the 4. And then 8 times 4, that's 32. And 32 plus 4, that's 36. So let's add. Here we have 0 plus 0 plus 1, which is 1. Then 0 plus 0 plus 7, which is 7. Then 3 plus 6, which is 9. Then 1 plus 0 plus 5, which is 6. Then we put back the 6, then put back the 3. Now guys, we're going to insert our decimal point. So it was 4.57 and 8.03. Now let's check our decimal places. In the first number, we have 2 decimal places, and in the second one, we also have 2 decimal places, because for each, there are 2 digits to the right of the decimal point. So in total, we have 4 decimal places. That means in our product, in our answer, we should have 4 decimal places. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start counting from the right. So our decimal point will be between the 2 sixes. So our answer to this question is 36.6971. Good job, guys. Let's look at another question. In this example, we have 8.9 times 4.3. The first step is to ignore the decimal points. So I'm going to write the question without the decimal points. So we have 8.9 times 4.3. Let's multiply. It says 3 times 9, which is 27. So we put down the 7, carry the 2. And 3 times 8, which is 24. 24 plus 2, that will give us 26. Now we're finished multiplying with the 3, hence we are going to move on to the 4. Before we do that, we're going to put a 0 as placeholder. Let's move on. So it's 4 times 9, which is 36. We put down the 6 and carry the 3. Then we multiply 4 times 8, which is what? 32. 32 plus 3, that's 35. After we're finished multiplying, we're going to add. So that's 7 plus 0, which is 7. 6 plus 6, which is 12. So we put down the 2, carry the 1. 5 plus 2 plus 1, that's 8. And then we bring back the 3. After we are finished multiplying, I'm going to insert our decimal points in order to check our decimal places. In the first number, we have 1 decimal place because there is only 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. For the second number, it's the same because we only have 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. So in total, we have 2 decimal places. This simply means that in our answer, we should have 2 decimal places. That means the decimal point will go between the 8 and the 2. That means the answer for this question is 38.27. Good job, guys. You are doing a wonderful job. In this example, we have 0.843 times 1.9. We're going to rewrite the number without the decimal point. So that would be 0.843 multiplied by 1.9. Let's multiply. 9 times 3, that will give us 27. We put down the 7 and carry the 2. Then 9 times 4, that's 36 plus 2, that's 38. We put down the 8 and carry the 3. Then 9 times 8, that's 72. 72 plus 3, that's 75. So we can put down the 5 and carry the 7. Then 9 times 0 is 0 plus 7 is 7. After we're through multiplying by the 9, we're going to move on to the 1. But before we do so, let's put a 0 as placeholder. So let's multiply by the 1. So it's 3 times 1, which is 3. 1 times 4, which is 4. 1 times 8, which is 8. And then 1 times 0, which is 0. After we're through multiplying, let's add to get our product. So that's 7 and 8 plus 3, that's 11. Put down the 1, carry the 1. That's 1 plus 5, that's 6 plus 4, 10. We put the 0, carry the 1. Then we have 8 plus 7 plus 1, that's 16. So we put down the 6 and carry the 1. And then afterwards we add 1 and 0, which is 1. After we're through multiplying, then we'll go back to the problem and insert the decimal points. Alright, so let's check the decimal places. In the first number, we have 3 decimal places because there are 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. In the second number, we have 1 decimal place because there is only 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. So in total, we have 4 decimal places. That simply means our decimal point will be between the 1 and the 6. Hence, the answer is 1.6017. This brings us to the very end where you will work an example, 2 examples, in fact, for yourself. We are now at the very end, the fun part, where you express to me that you understood everything that I have done earlier. What I want you to do is to complete these 2 questions, and when you're through, kindly post your answers in the comment section. And as usual, don't be selfish. Ensure that you share these questions to your friends, your colleagues, your students, your family, everyone. Give them a try to work these questions, and also invite them over to the channel to like, share, and subscribe, and to comment their answers as well. Thank you very much for viewing, and see you again very soon. Bye.